guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you guys are new, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the It Girl gang. As you can see by today, we are going to be doing our blanket pants. I found this blanket at the Goodwill. It's folded in half, so we're starting on it folded in half. And yes, you just want to make sure it's all straight and everything. Next thing you're going to do is get yourself some pants that are loose fitting. This blanket has no stretch to it, so you want something that fits you really well, that's loose, that doesn't have stretch to it. So you just want to get similar fabric or some pants with similar fabric that will help you make yours. So the first pieces that we're going to cut are going to be our front pieces. We're going to need 2 front pieces and we're going to need 2 back pieces. So I folded my pants to make sure that the front side was showing. Make sure it's folded perfectly, you guys. And then I'm just lining it up. So with this front side, we need to make sure we have fringes for the first side. So just make sure you cut it on the side of the blanket that's going to have the fringes. You guys will see more what I'm talking about once I cut it. Also, fringes at the bottom is optional. I liked it there, so yeah. I cut it to where the fringes will be at the bottom of the pants too. So if you have pants that are kind of stretchy with a waistband, make sure you don't cut the pants to the size of that waistband, because you clearly see it's it can stretch. So make sure you make a nice square at the top of the pants. That way when we put our own waistband, we'll actually be able to still fit into our pants, if you know what I mean. So that's 2 pieces. Those are 2 of our front pieces. And now we're going to take the fabric, lay it back out so that we can do our back piece. Now, for the back piece, you're going to have to flip the pants not inside out, but you're going to have to flip the pants to where the back side of the pants are showing. Make sure they're flipped and folded perfectly, just because these are 2 different sizes. I don't want to say sizes, but the crotch area is different on the back side of the pants. So you want to make sure they're going to fit perfectly. Make sure that you flip the pants so that you're cutting for the back side. And get some good scissors too, y'all, because I have good scissors, but this fabric is really thick. Oh, one thing I didn't mention, you guys, is to make sure you leave room for seam allowance. I left an inch of room for seam allowance, so yeah. You see how I'm stretching the top just to see what the actual length of the or width of the top is. So there we go. We have 2 back pieces. Those are our back pieces. And we have our 2 front pieces. Cool thing about this is that there's 2 different sides. So you can kind of choose which side you want to use for your actual pants. I'm going to use the orange side. I want that to be the side that's showing. So with that being said, in order for us to start sewing, we need our 2 sides that we want to be seen, which is the orange side. We need them to face each other. And we're going to pin right along this crotch area. Not only are we going to pin there, we're going to sew right there too. So you see, once we sew it, it's going to open up to show us the front of our pants. So sew along that area. And then you also have to do the back side like that. So make sure the 2 sides that you want to show when you're wearing the pants, make sure those sides are touching each other, and pin along the crotch area. And then you're going to sew along that crotch area literally just that crotch area, like from the top of the pants to where you see the crotch ends. Don't sew down on the legs, just sew that crotch area. And as you can see, it's like we're gonna form some pants. It's really simple. So I'm just sewing. I'm gonna use this time as some self-promo, you guys. Make sure I hit the subscribe button. Like I said, leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up. We are on the road to 1 million subscribers, so let's get it, y'all. And also, I'm a graphic designer. If anybody needs any logos, websites, flyers, anything you can possibly think of, business cards, any sort of graphic created, YouTube intros, just hit me up. I can help you out. Okay, so boom, we got our pants. That is the back side of the pants. We're gonna lay that down to where the orange side's facing us. And then we're going to lay our front. Sorry, somebody is moving in and they being loud. But we're gonna take our front side, and then we're gonna make sure those sides, the sides we want to be showing, are touching. You see, it's almost like some pants. So now we're gonna take this crotch part and we're gonna start sewing, not sewing, but pinning, so that we can start assembling our pants. We're gonna pin at the crotch and just pin down the legs on the inside of the pants. Now with this, I would suggest doing the next step that I'm gonna show you guys. I would suggest doing that before sewing the inside, like the inner legs and the inner crotch area. I would suggest sewing like the outsides of the pants first, just because of the way that we're gonna do the fringes. But hopefully you guys are watching this tutorial before you actually start following it, just so you can understand what I mean in detail. So boom, you see where we pinned it? We gotta pin this other side, but we're gonna, oh, we did. So we're gonna just sew along that line that we pinned. I just used a straight stitch. This isn't stretchy fabric, so it's really not necessary to use like a zigzag stitch or anything. Yeah. So we sewed along the inside. Now we have some pants. There we go. And now I'm about to show y'all how we're gonna sew the outside, like the sides, so that we can have our fringes showing. So what you're gonna do is just watch this tutorial really closely. We're gonna take our fringe area, our little fringe, and we're gonna flip it inside out, and we're gonna pin it to the other side, like the back side of the pants. That way, like when you flip the entire pants inside out, when it's time to wear them, you'll see the fringes on the side. Just look at what I'm doing, you guys. It's kind of hard to explain. So yes, you see that? And we're gonna sew along this line, but we're gonna have those fringes hanging out. This can get a little scrunched up in the sewing machine with this thick fabric, so that's why I said like it'll be easier to do this first before you sew the inside of the pants. That way you can kind of maneuver the fabric however you need to. So you see, like, once you flip it inside out, the fringes are hanging out. So do that all the way down, and then we're going to do this on the other side too. You see how I flip to the inside the fringes and then pin like the pieces of fabric together. And we're going to sew like right on top of that where they're pinned together. Do that all the way down. So then once you sew it, you see how we sewed everything on all the sides. You're going to flip it inside out, and then you see, boom, look at the fringes. And then you have your pants, but don't forget that we have to sew the waist belt. So what we're going to do for the waistband is you're going to flip it towards the inside. Like you see how that's flipped towards the inside at the top, and you're just going to sew all the way around, leaving a space to where you can insert the belt or the band and like kind of pull it through. This part is kind of hard, and girl, good luck. That's all I can tell you is good luck. But make sure, the best thing I can say is to make sure that the band, like the width of, not the actual elastic band, but the width of the band that you sew at the top of the pants is wide enough so that you're easily able to get the actual elastic band in with no issues. That's another pair of pants I made. And then you guys, here's the final product. So cute, so easy. I made these like literally the same day I wore them. Perfect. Thank you guys. Make sure y'all subscribe. Love you. Bye.